Broadcasting live from the Plaza of Harmony on the plain of Ravnica. This is Tap Tap Concede. Welcome, everybody. I'm Graham.
I'm Cameron.
I'm Nelson.
Haha. And today on the show, we're going to be talking about some of the recent changes that they've made to Magic Arena and, of course, also Ravnica Allegiance. And Plaza of Harmony apparently was a gate in development, and then they were like, that's too good.
As we're going to see it probably as the format unfolds. But yeah, Gavin Verhey told us that at the pre-release, didn't he?
Yeah. A reminder before we get into it, of course, that Tap Tap Concede is brought to you by our good friends at Card Kingdom. Check out cardkingdom.com/LRR for all of your card and kingdom needs. They're great. We really like them. That's why we continue working with them. And if you tell them, Loading Ready Run sent me button, please, you'll get a little 1-inch button with some sort of amusing magic phrase on it, and I don't know which one they have right now.
There's some good ones, though.
I enjoy how the Plaza of Harmony has 4 people in it. 5.
Yeah.
It's got 5 people.
I think there's some more in the background.
I see a statue and I see a couple figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's 2 near the left-hand gate and 2 near the right.
I like that it has a background.
That's probably the original Boros Parun.
Oh, I can see that.
Razia, maybe?
Razia?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I just remembered it's not only because it would be too strong, like strategically or whatever, it also creates a bit of a rules head. I don't know if it's really a headache, but it's a little bit of like a brain scratch or something.
It's like
does it count itself?
Yeah, if it's a gate.
Just
like
say-
if this
just
is
say
a gate.
other.
So yeah, they could have fixed that, I guess so.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Still. And of course, this show and everything that we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. So, Magic Arena, they did another state of the beta and a little update, and
This was a big one.
yeah, very excited. They finally made it so that the little highlights on the beginning phase and the main phase don't overlap when you mouse over them. It was super irritating.
I didn't even notice that one. But now we're talking about that. That's incredible.
No, I was just
Are you trolling James? Yeah.
James and I were both really bothered by that. It was just like when you, because the way that by the way, I love the way that they changed now the
layout for the steps or whatever?
Yeah, the visual layout for the steps. And
Right.
you have like the beginning phase and the main phase, and then your avatar is sort of the combat phase,
Right.
and then the main phase and the
End phase, yeah.
End phase. And they're just these little icons, but when you would mouse over them, they would just sort of get like highlighted by a partially transparent
Right.
octagon, I think it was.
Yeah,
it was an
that
octagon.
sounds right, yeah.
And in the last update, the octagons were like so close together that they like slightly overlapped, and it was just sort of irritating. And so now
Right,
they're
okay.
just very nicely spaced beside one another.
Yeah, I mean, if Arena loses its visual appealing cred,
Yeah,
it's not got much left going for it. I mean,
it's
some other
only
things.
it's only
some
Magic
things.
the Gathering. No, but
Well,
the
yeah,
actual.
If
It needs
Magic
to
the
beat
Gathering
Magic Online on being visually appealing, though, right? Like it has to keep doing that.
It's not a high bar, man.
Hey, Magic Online had a very clear Windows 3.1 inspired interface.
Yes.
So
It doesn't have any octagons that overlap. Nice. Nice
True.
work, Paul.
If only they could if you could only outline Dragon
yeah.
on Magic Outline, then it would feel it would really be there.
So the actual big change to the update,
The real news.
is the 5th card problem, which is what they were sort of calling it, and that is of course because you only ever need 4 of a given card for a constructed deck, at most, and so the collection only tracks 4 of each card. And previously the system was that when you opened a card that you already had 4 of, then it just sort of became people were like, why isn't there a dusting system? And there was. It dusted up front basically, and it became unto ether and filled into the vault. And when your vault reached 100%, then you would open the vault and you would get
1 mythic.
3 uncommon, 2 rare, and 1 mythic wild cards.
Right.
And you can change that. You can cash in, for example, a rare wild card for any rare that is on Magic Arena that you don't already have.
And a mythic that you have a 5th of, I think gets you right now about 5% of your vault. At least last time I
that's not bad.
drafted. Well, it's not great.
It's not great, but
No.
If you can imagine taking 20 mythic rares to
Yeah.
a store and saying, hey, can I trade these in? And then the guy behind the counter is like, yes, I will give you 1 mythic rare of your choice.
yeah.
Now, there are some piles of mythic rares for another that, it's like if you bring me 20 Tree of Redemption, I give you back a Jace. That's incredible. But on average, it's not great. Like, if you trade 2 cards that are worth $5, hopefully you can get back 1 card that's worth $5. That's like a decent rate for the shopkeep, right?
Yeah.
Well, and considering that mythics have a flat value.
Yeah, well,
in Arena.
In Arena, exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the exciting things about Arena, obviously. Everyone can make 4 Teferi's as fast as they can make 4 Plaza of Harmonies or whatever.
For unplayable
exactly.
cards, yeah.
Exactly.
So the system now is that all of what we said is still true for commons and uncommons. If you open a common or an uncommon that you already have 4 of, then it vanishes and becomes progress towards your vault. So the vault is still there, but it only works for commons and uncommons. For rares and mythics, which are tracked separately, if you open a rare that you already have 4 of, or rather, if you would open a rare that you already have 4, like
There's a prevention effect.
yeah, the packs are still randomized, but if you would open a rare that you already have 4 of, then you get a random different rare from the same set that you don't have 4 of.
That's right. This is when you're opening packs for fun.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're opening the 8 card boosters
little
that you win
packs,
for
prize packs,
that you get for prizes. And that's the same for mythics if you
Right.
open mythics.
But separately.
Yeah.
On a different tracker.
Yeah, mythics with mythics, rares with rares. You can't open a rare and then randomly get a mythic. If you then have all the rares in a set, then when you open a rare,
4 of all the rares.
yeah, if you get 4 of
all
all
the
the rares, and there's nothing else for Arena to give you, it gives you gems, the premium currency.
That's right.
So you get 20 gems for a rare and 40 gems for a mythic. So for example, when we were doing sealed for the pre-access stream, and where you have to use these VIP accounts that the Arena team generates for you that has 4 of every card, we would open the sealed pool and it'd be like, cool, here's your 6 rares, and then it would go, oh, by the way, you also get 120 gems because
Because you already have a God account or whatever.
yeah, because this is where it gets cool for me as a limited player. Is
This is big news for limited players.
yeah, because it does that replacement thing when you're opening those 8 card packs that you get as prizes. It doesn't do that when you're drafting, which is really good because that would completely screw you.
Well, yeah.
So you still open a random 15 card booster with a rare that you might have 4 of. And if you take that rare, you take it, you can play with it in that limited event, and then when that event is over, it becomes gems.
You get 20 gems, yeah.
And then same with mythics. Mythics are 40 gems. So that's I like this system. It actually you are now in limited players are now once again incentivized to rare draft.
That's
Yes.
right. Yeah. You can just keep grabbing the same rare, and you don't. When you're playing limited, you don't need to fill out your set before you get those gems. You can just keep picking, I don't know, Electrodominance. Let's say you just keep picking Electrodominance, and after you've picked 5 every 5th and onward Electrodominance that you draft is 20 gems as well. So
Because in those situations it doesn't turn into a different
that's
rare.
right. You just get to play with the Electrodominance
Okay,
in
yeah,
your
I
draft
mean-
deck every time for the whole season. Every
Yeah.
time you pick one, it's in your deck.
And you're
And
going to
then-
want to take that card anyway.
Yeah, that's a good example because it's
Yeah.
a rare and it's pretty good and limited. And then, yeah, like you just get an extra 20 gems when the draft is done. So that answers the whole like, what am I doing with my cards problem. Whereas before, it just gave you some vault progress, which gave you wild cards that you can't turn into a draft.
Just for reference, how much is 20 gems?
2,000 gems is a sealed.
1,500 is a competitive
draft,
draft.
yeah.
Which is
40.
which is how much
Two-
how much real world money? It's $5.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
it's
about
$5.
there,
Isn't it?
Yeah.
'Cause
So 20.
It's about $5 for a draft. Is that it? Right? It's like
I think it's
$4.99 for
$5.
the-
Yeah, maybe $5 US to get into a draft, or 1,500 gems.
So 20 gems is not like a lot.
No, it's not.
No.
But it's something.
More than nothing, though. Yeah. So it's like when you open up 200 extra rares. that
I mean,
you
if it's
already have.
1,500
Oh, I'm sorry.
gems and
sorry.
it's $5 for
no,
a draft.
it's $7.50 for $5. That's for the
Right.
the best of one draft.
Okay.
So $7.50 is $5.
Okay.
1,500 is
So
for the
if
best
it's
of 3 draft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
it's 1,500 into 750 is 20 times.
Yeah. Something
Right.
like that. Well, it's like 20 gems into 2,000. I guess.
No, sorry.
100 times, right?
Come on, brain. We
We're
can do
doing
this.
math. We're trying to figure it out for you.
750 gems divided by 500 cents is 1.5.
All right.
Well, yes.
And then
Times 20.
times 20 is
30 cents.
So it's about 30 cents.
Yeah.
We did it.
We got there together.
That's an incredible rate on bulk rares. If you were,
It's
if that's
actually-
what they were,
It's actually pretty good.
it's
yeah.
great. No, that's great. I
Yeah.
haven't seen 30 cents for bulk rares since like
Well, yeah, usually it's
before,
like,
Zendikar, maybe.
what
I
is
don't
it, like
know.
a dollar per inch of bulk rares?
Yeah, they're measured by weight, right? Or by space.
Did I do that the right way around?
Cam, your mic is just rubbing on your.
Did I do that math the right way around?
I don't care. Let's keep
Okay.
going.
Sounds good.
You can all do the math. The good news is you're getting something if you open a 5th card of something
Yeah.
that you already have. So to recap really quickly, limited, your packs aren't going weird if you already have
Yeah.
4 of a card. You're still going to like see that card if you would open it randomly in a pack, just like in real life. So draft isn't like getting messed up. Sealed isn't getting messed up for the
No.
experience of those. And then at the end, if you already have 4 of that card, you get some gems.
Yeah.
When you open prize packs, it forces you to open up the packs. It's like the shopkeep is only giving you the packs of cards you don't have yet, which is like kind of incredible.
Yeah.
Because it means like you can now just count how many rares and mythics are in a set, and then you buy that number of packs times 4, and you have 4 of that set, right? Like it might give you like 4 of one card before it gives you any of another card. But if you buy 4 times the number of rare and mythic packs, you just have a playset of that set for standard, which is like amazing.
What I'd
in
like
my
to see
opinion.
is-
I'm
is-
excited about that.
Is for the client to tell you how many of each card you currently have in your collection while you're drafting. Like just
That would be
if you
good.
mouse
That'd be
over
nice.
it would be like you have 3 of these. And you're
Yeah,
like, if I
right,
get a 4th,
right.
Yeah.
then I can make vault progress or start making vault
Has-
progress.
That would be nice.
Has someone done
Is there a third party?
the calculation for how this changes the EV, like how much it costs to get a full set?
Oh,
I
I
don't
see.
know.
What
That's
the
a good
price of the
point.
full set is?
Yeah.
No, that's another bit of math that I'm sure someone in our YouTube comments will go ahead and do.
Mm-hmm.
Because the price of a box is known, and you just need a certain number of packs, and then boom, you have a full set.
With the draft still being against AI, meaning you can stop whenever,
Yeah.
you can actually see a rare in a
Yeah,
pack and just
go
go to
check.
You can
Yeah.
just navigate
go to your
away,
collection
go to
and
your-
Yeah.
look, and then go back to the draft.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair enough.
But it'd be cool if it just showed you automatically. Just
would
like
be,
mouse over, and it's just like, you have 3, right? Yeah.
They also recently, I don't know if we mentioned it, they recently added a number of cards in your deck on the curve view in deck building.
Oh, okay.
Because it used to only say like X out of 40 cards on the view where there's the list on the right-hand side. But I prefer to build with the curve
Of
view.
course, everyone wants that.
And
Yeah,
they
it's
didn't.
easy.
They didn't have the. But now it says
Okay,
like.
good. They did just add that like last week or something.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I thought I was
It
going
like-
crazy.
It's been around for maybe like several weeks, but it was
Okay.
a more recent.
At the beginning
update.
of December, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Right? Because
yeah.
I remember constantly mousing back to
Yeah.
look at my deck on the right, just like how many cards are in my deck. I don't want to have to count it every time, right? How many more
Exactly.
cuts am I making? And you're constantly switching views, and then this month, like I went away on vacation in December and came back and hadn't played Arena for a while. I'm like, oh, it says right there. Maybe I've just been crazy.
Maybe
so
I
thank
missed it
you,
this
Graham.
whole time. No
yeah,
problem.
exactly.
Also, Ravnica Allegiance is now out on Arena, and if I don't know how you would have gotten as far as listening to Tap Tap Concede without knowing this, because people were shouting it from the rooftops, but use the redemption code Play Allegiance, one word, capital P, capital A, and you get 3 free boosters of Ravnica Allegiance. So that's just value. Also, if you didn't do the free draft, if you went to a pre-release, you get a free draft. You might not have noticed it, but because there's tokens in every booster pack, there was also one token that was loose in with the packs, and it had a unique code on the back. You only get 1 per account, which is a shame because I've opened like 3 pre-release pools now.
And the
But
code can only be used by one.
The code can
account,
only
too.
be used once, and you can only use it 1 per account, but you get a free traditional draft, which is, like we said, 1,500 gems, which is like $10.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Get in there.
Are you guys going to crack a pack, by the way?
We could.
Oh, yeah,
We've
we
got
forgot
this
to-
box.
We launched right into talking about Arena, and we totally forgot to crack a
Yeah,
pack.
you were very excited about Arena.
I have been excited about Arena. Well, let's crack a pack that doesn't replace our rare.
We're pretty excited about this. Arena
19.
change.
19.
And I'm sure Marshall Sutcliffe will be too. I listened to one of his podcasts when he had Ryan Spain on.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how Marshall only plays limited, which
Yep.
is fair enough. Lots of people do. And so he just has a huge pile of packs. And now there's actually incentive to open that packs. After you've opened up all of your full playset of a set,
Yeah.
then you can just keep opening up more prize packs for gems. You open up another 200
great.
prize packs, and you have a draft.
So this is a pack for only 200 yen. This is a
wow.
pack of Dragons of Tarkir. That's like $2.
Yeah.
It was given to us by Mr. Rasmus, or Merasmus. Given to us at PAX West 2018, purchased February 2018 at Dragon Star in Nipponbashi in Osaka.
It's a Japanese pack.
It's in Japanese, so we get to play the game again.
Ooh, neat.
We get to
Do I
play the
re-
game.
do we
Who
remember?
recognizes this card art?
Exactly.
game?
Oh, it's in a different order.
Yeah, they do that sometimes.
Okay.
Swamp called it. I got
All right,
there.
so I got to go like that. All right. Well, I know this one because this was our preview card. This is
yeah.
Vial of Dragonfire.
Oh, right.
2 mana, and it's 2, and tap and sack it to deal 2 damage.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, to a creature. Only to a creature, but that's fine because sometimes you just
Kill
got to
a
kill a
morph.
morph.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 is an important toughness.
This is a pretty high rate to pay for this effect.
Yeah.
But you're right. Dealing 2 damage to a creature had a lot of value in this format.
Yeah. Well, I don't know this one.
This one made 2 Jin.
Breath of
Tokens?
Ojutai, and it makes 2... No, not Breath of Ojutai. Ojutai summons? It
Something
makes
like
2
that?
Jins.
Yeah.
3 blue for sorcery. Put a 2/2 flying Jin monk onto the battlefield. Oh, with
With
rebound.
rebound.
Ah, so it does make 2, just slowly.
Yeah.
All right, you get a Jin, and then you untap and you get another Jin. That's cool. This is a angry bear coming out of a morph.
Something about a morph. I have no idea what this does. Yeah, sorry.
2 and a green, revealing wind. Instant, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. You may look at each face-down creature only that's attacking or blocking.
Huh, no wonder we didn't know what this does.
I never saw this card resolved.
Like, hey, what's in that morph? Oh, it's a bear.
Run away.
Also, like, watch out for revealing winds when you're on vacation, man. You know, you
Yeah.
never know. You need to make sure that you're strapped down correctly. That's negate.
Negate.
Oh. 1 and a blue, instant counter target non-creature spell. So it is. Haha. It's, right, the hoof. This is a +2/+2. This is a fight card, isn't it?
Either that or just +2/+2 and untap it. Surge, power, surge of strength, something. Tread upon. Oops, no untap, just trample.
1 and a green for an instant target creature gets +2/+2 and trample. Get hoofed.
Please no steppy.
Yeah.
Medium combat trick. Oh, it's not a
Double
Tarka's.
strike?
No,
Something?
2/1 and has first dist strike for 1, right? Like 1 point of
like
damage when it
the-
attacks or blocks
Like
or
the
something.
Ashmouth Hound or the
Yeah.
Ornery Goblin more recently.
And it's like got the name of its Dragon Lord, and it's that person's disciple or something. But it's not a Tarka. What's the black-red Dragon Lord?
Dromoka.
No, that's the
Dramoka's
green-white one.
That's the green white one, sorry.
The black-red one is...
Is
Okay, let's give up.
something... I play this
command.
card.
Everyone plays the
Everyone
command.
plays the command.
Kolagon.
Kolagon.
Kolagon's
Command.
disciple, is that right? Kolagon aspirant.
Oh, it is Ornery Goblin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh,
same.
just becomes blocked. So it doesn't first to strike on the defense. It's
So it's more like
Yeah.
Plague White.
more like Plague White, yes.
From Ravnica
Yes,
Allegiance.
exactly.
Plague White it's the 1/2. It's a 2/1 for 1 and a black. Whenever it becomes blocked, it gives -1/-1 to the other creature.
Yeah, kind of basically has flanking, actually, Plague White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fast. It's a running
dash
guy.
creature.
It's got
Surge.
dash.
I
can't remember what it's
I think
called.
it's just a bear with
It's
surge.
just, yeah, dash. Dash.
Dash.
Surge.
Dash.
Kolagon Skirmisher.
There we
It's
go.
2/2 human warrior for 1 and a black, but it has dash for 2 and a black. It's more expensive to dash it.
Well, haste is better than not haste.
Yeah, but then it goes back to your hand.
Yeah.
I guess. So
I mean, if you've got
dash,
That's the
like
trade-off.
Siege
That's
and,
the trade-off.
yeah, dash as a reminder is
It's not a great card.
no, is an ability where you pay an alternate cost, you cast it, it goes into play, it gains haste, and then it goes back to your hand at the beginning of the next end step.
Yeah.
Goblin Heel Cutter was the all-star of that particular mechanic. That's
right.
Oh, I know this one. This
Good.
is
Some sort of trumpet blast, right?
yeah, it is. It's 4 and a red, obviously. It's +2/+0 and trample to all of your attacking
Sweet.
creatures.
Remember what
and
it's called? There's a lot of fire in the picture.
It's something to do with it's something flow. It's something to do with lava. It's volcanic rush.
Nice.
There we go. Yes, attacking creatures get +2/+0 and trample.
That's hot.
Instant speed,
Get
though,
it?
which is good. It is. Whoa, what is this?
It's an enchantment that gives +3/+6
It's 5 and a white for an enchantment.
+0/+6 in vigilance.
Doesn't look like it has much text on it.
Resupply. Sorry, you gain 6 life.
And draw a
I was
card.
cheating. There's a 6 on it.
6 mana, gain 6 life, draw a card.
There you go.
Why?
Instant.
That's not great.
Why?
Why?
Because there need to be bad cards in the packs too. We're not doing great at this game, by the way. Me included.
It's a downsize or something because he's made this dragon all weenie.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're just
yeah.
doing terrible. We're just cheating.
2 and a blue. Is this an enchantment? Makes it small?
Reduce in stature.
Yeah.
And creature has base power and toughness 0/2.
Nice. A dragon learns humility only in the moments before its death. This is a swamp.
Correct.
So that's
Okay,
that's
we
exciting.
nailed it. Got
Easy
there.
one.
Hang on. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Saving the
This
rare.
is a playable.
Oh,
Remember what it's called?
lightning.
Yes. Lightning.
Skirmisher.
I think that's right.
Berserker. Oh, 1/1 for a single red. Has fire breathing for a single red as well, so it gets +1/+0 until end of turn, and it has dash for a single red. This could be a real surprise killer.
Yep.
You could just be
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of like lightning bolt on an open board.
Hasn't shown up in-
Sorry, fireball.
Hasn't
Yeah.
shown up in the other, popular sanctioned Eternal formats, but people play this in Highlander.
Really?
It's like decent in red deck wins. Yeah.
you just like tap 5 and be like, surprise, also it's a 4/1.
You really like 1-drops in that format just to like start attacking on turn 2, right? Like just have lots of pressure. Like you just want creatures that can deal 3 or 4 points of damage over the course of the game.
Right.
And then put together the rest with your burn spells.
Ooh.
Ooh, this one's good.
Oh,
I think it's
yeah.
just called Dromoka Captain. And
Yeah,
it has
bolsters.
bolster and 1/1
When it-
first strike.
when it
When
swings?
it attacks, it has, yeah.
Boom.
Taxable
Good
for one.
job.
Thanks.
Dromoka Captain.
This
yeah.
one was pretty good.
1/1 for 2 and a
Solid
white.
playable in the draft format.
Yeah, 1/1, 2 and a white, first strike. Whenever it attacks, bolster 1. Boom. Holy moly, that's really good.
It's decent.
This is Odetai's Breath,
That's-
isn't it? No, this is...
It's the one that makes tricks whenever you cast a spell,
This is
right?
the enchantment.
Yeah, it makes a 2/2 flyer every time. If you pay 2,
So whenever
this-
you cast a non-creature spell, probably,
possibly
pay
non-creature.
1 and a blue,
Yeah.
and then you get the thing. It's
Ben, I'm pretty sure, made a whole deck around this.
3 and a blue. What is it called? Odetai's something.
Not summons, not breath.
Teachings?
That might be right. Ojutai's Teachings? Skywise Teachings.
It is non-creature spell, though. Yeah.
There
cool.
you go.
All right. And the rare is... Oh, it's... Okay, I remember what this does. It's 5 red. You get something back from your graveyard, and you dome everything your opponent controls equal to the CMC of the card you're getting back.
I remember
I think that's right.
playing
You get the other.
this in some kind of event with in a
pre-release,
standard event,
Oh, cool.
like just a goofs one with Rise from the Tides.
Oh, fun. What happens to the creature in the graveyard? Is it your graveyard or your opponent's graveyard?
I think it's you. I think you're actually just getting a card back.
Like it's a raised dead?
I
Or
don't
into play?
even think it has to be creature.
Any card, and then it comes back from your graveyard to your hand, and then the CMC, you deal
Yeah,
that much
and
damage to your opponent's stuff.
Think it to each of them. I think it hits them too.
I know the name of the card, but I don't remember the other
What's
things.
the name?
Volcanic Vision.
Return target
Instant or sorcery, not a creature.
Deals damage equal to its cut to.
Okay.
Oh, okay. It's only to creature. Okay, so 5 red sorcery. Return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. Would have worked very well from Rise in the Tides with its CMC of 6. Volcanic Vision deals damage equal to that card's converted mana cost to each creature your opponents control. Opponents, have fun in Commander, and then you exile Volcanic Vision. Cool.
So kind of like got green-red card similar to that. They got a reprint in Eternal Masters, where you just have to target one creature. But it's like a green-red and 4 generic to get back any card from your graveyard, and then deal that much damage. But this one's a sweeper, so pretty exciting.
Thank you so much, Rasmus.
Yes.
So you want
So-
to talk about? Oh, go ahead.
Magic Arena added some new. Okay, so now I guess we're on to.
We actually have gotten to the minute 25 in our podcast before we're through the crack pack. So that was just like bonus news that we gave you. inside
Yeah,
the crack pack.
we've definitely
The crack
spent
pack hour.
We've definitely spent longer than that on the crack pack.
Yeah, I know because sometimes the comments are just like crack pack ends 25.
Oh
Well,
no, it was like the
thank you.
celebrity driving segment in Top Gear.
Oh right, we're just like skip to this time code to
Oh no.
We don't need to see Jeremy Clarkson bantering about with Ed Sheeran. Anyway, Ravnica Allegiance.
Yeah.
So this is interesting because it's, well, I was going to say unlike recent sets, but it's actually very similar to the last time we went back to Ravnica, is that we have a set that it's a big set, which they all are now, but it's self-contained. You don't draft it with anything else, which again is true of all sets now. But it's very similar in its draft
To the set
to
just came
the
before.
set that was just before it, which is totally sweet because that was, and I noticed this myself, and you mentioned Marshall earlier, and this is something that he's noticed. We were talking about this when he was here for the PPR, is that I've played a lot of Guilds of Ravnica, and the draft portion, by the end of it, certainly on Arena, but the draft portion was pretty much like, okay, like this, like you very quickly sort of found out what your lane was in, and then the draft was fairly straightforward. Like there were not a lot of, I didn't find there was a lot of like really harrowing decision points later in the draft.
Right.
So it's like the draft itself was not particularly amazing or challenging, which is fine for me. But the the gameplay was always good.
Yeah.
Through the whole format.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, even if I was playing largely similar Dimir or Boros decks
Yeah.
against largely similar feeling Dimir or
Dimir or
Boros
Boros
decks,
decks, yeah.
those games were challenging and interesting and interactive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then they were still fun.
It felt like playing mini standard.
That's
Like,
fair.
There were the mechanics
guess,
were
yeah.
interesting, but also there was just a lot of cards that weren't necessary. Like the 5 keyword mechanics were interesting, but there was also a lot of cards that just had neat neat rules text, like just cards that did interesting things, and so there was a lot of sort of unique interactions with that, which
Yeah.
I found very interesting. So what
I thought it was well designed. I could have kept playing it more, and I probably will play some more of it when it comes back.
Oh yeah, when it comes back to Arena, I'm there again. But so I'm excited. I haven't done a huge amount of Ravnica Allegiance, but I did a sealed last night that was fun and I had a lot of the stabilizing very, very low up against some pretty aggressive Gruul decks. I've found, so it's super interesting looking at the 5 mechanics and sort of how they operate. Riot is great, honestly. Like it's just, I tend to find myself almost always just putting the counter on the creature.
Agreed.
Unless you're playing the 7-drop.
The 6/6 trample
6/6
beast.
trample riot.
I did
Have you ever made a 7/7?
once because my opponent had a 6/6.
Oh, okay.
We were
All
just
right.
building these two opposing walls of beef, waiting for one to falter.
I've played that one in a few decks, and every time I made a 6/6 trample, or 6/6 haste, because it's just so much investment if your opponent has a kill spell. And there's a lot of common kill anything removal, right?
There's a lot of removal,
If
yeah.
your opponent has a swamp and a card in hand, I think you should make a 6/6 haste.
Yeah.
Most of the time, yeah.
What I find, Wrecking Beast. That's the one.
That's the one I'm looking for. But every other one, almost in every situation, you want it bigger rather than haste.
Yeah.
Clamor Shaman is maybe also, I think I made it haste one time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes you're like, okay, I can make this attack, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like if you have a
But, like-
spectacle card, sometimes you make your Clamor Shaman have haste.
Sometimes you can find yourself in a situation where you have a 2-drop and, like a Soroform hybrid or something.
Yeah.
And they only have one creature. So on turn 3, you just haste your Clamor Shaman, get in for 3. And then because you know in your hand that you have sort of removal, and so on your next turn, you kill whatever their second creature is,
Right.
and then your Clamor Shaman and your 2-drop get in again, and you just sort of keep, if you can.
This one probably has the most play of all the Riot cards. It's like the most decisions.
Yeah. I think you can, in some games, find yourself in a position, if you draw the right hand that you want, you can find yourself in a position where you can use your removal and your other creatures to continually push through with Climber Shaman.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's also just a
Actually, wait, no. In one of my games, I made the 4-mana 2/2 Menace also have haste. I forget what that one's called.
Wow.
Probably just like Gruul Smasher or something. Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember.
It just has Menace. It's 3 generic and a red for a 2/2 Menace Riot.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing.
Was it lethal that turn, or was
No,
were
it
you just trying
turned
to
on
force through damage?
Spectacle.
Oh, yeah.
So there's like the red spectacle cards. I had a deck that had 2 light up the stage, and I had another deck that had like 3 Screw the Critics.
That's a card that, so light up, Screw the Critics is great. Oh, Gorklan Wrecker is the one we're talking about.
Yeah, so usually you'll want a 3/3. A 3/3 Menace is
Yeah.
a lot better than a 2/2 Menace, but Every now and then, just like the Menace, like the Clamor Shaman, like if it just means that you're connecting for sure, it turns on your spectacle cards, and it's worth it.
So Light Up the Stage, I recently realized when my opponent was casting it repeatedly, is a card that A, I misread, and B, even after I read it correctly, still overperformed what I thought it was going to do.
Yeah, until your next.
The end of your
Until
next
end
turn.
of your next
the
turn.
end of your next
Holy
turn. I also
moly.
read it wrong first.
Yeah.
And then a friend of mine who almost always plays Burn was touting its greatness. And I was like, it's okay. And then, or I was like, no, you can't play 2 lands off of it. Even if you hit 2 lands. And he's like, read it again. I was like,
Yeah.
oh no,
So,
this card's amazing.
To fill you
Yeah.
in, Light Up the Stage, 2 and a red, sorcery. Spectacle for a single red. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. Play, not cast. Play meaning you can play lands. So the situation is, I have this. I do damage to you. I play this for its spectacle cost. I exile 2 cards. I can play a land there now. Pass the turn. You have your turn. It goes back to me. I can still play the second exiled card, which is way more flexibility than I thought
Yeah.
existed when I was like, oh, that's silly. They've just thrown those cards away. And then they untap and cast 2 things. And I was like, wait, what?
On the other hand, if you hit like 2 6-drops, you might only get to cast 1 and on the following turn, depending
Yeah.
on what your Light Up the Stage turn was like. So,
But
huge constructed possibility.
I just want to play this with Experimental Frenzy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that
Oh.
seems like an obvious combination.
Right, because you
Right.
can't draw cards with Experimental Frenzy.
But this sure does.
Right. Yeah, but you can play the spells off this thing. Yeah, it's like a card drawing spell from.
But where I was going with
Experimental
that,
Frenzy.
talking about Riot, was that what's interesting is that Riot is, not that it doesn't have interesting decision points, but it always does the same thing.
Right.
Whereas when you look at Addendum, every card with Addendum does something different.
Right.
So there's
yeah.
so much going on with Azorius, right? Like Addendum is just a little reminder that's like, oh, if main phase something different's going to happen, but every card is a different thing.
Well, it's always a bonus. It's not
Yeah.
the cards don't. None of the cards do 2 different things always.
No.
They always do one thing for sure, and then a second bonus thing if you put in the addendum. Like it sounds like an addendum
Yeah.
on something. Yeah, they're pretty
Sorry.
interesting cards. I've
I'm
found.
so sorry. I was really trying to clamp down on that sneeze.
It's okay.
Sorry, you were saying.
That's all right. Paul brought up one here. Summary Judgment. I find I often cast this one in my main phase. But the bounce spell, I've been kind of 50-50. The value of
Yeah.
bouncing your opponent's creature on their turn, the Arrester's Admonition, is sometimes outweighs drawing a card. So that one's been pretty interesting.
The summary judgment is 1 and a white. It either deals 3 damage or deals 5 damage. And I don't know. Sometimes I just got to kill something before it hits me, but there's bigger things.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just have to wait until your turn and kill their big thing. So-
But yeah, Arrester's Admonition, this is Repulse with Addendum, right?
Well, it's repulsive if
Yeah.
you do the addendum, and otherwise it's just. I'm not sure if there is a pay 3 to bounce only a creature.
I don't.
It's a 3-mana on something.
If there is, I'm not surprised you don't remember it.
Ebb?
Time Ebb can target anything, right?
Yeah.
Or no, Time Ebb is a sorcery that does only a creature, but it puts it on top of the library.
Well-
So that's kind of like drawing a card.
I want to talk also when looking at Orzhov, but not Afterlife is sweet, and I've been navigating around that entertainingly. But let me talk about Ill-Gotten Inheritance.
Let's talk
Oh.
about that card.
Okay, as
I'd
someone
love to.
who,
Yeah.
when he plays paper, records my life total on a pen and paper.
I got to show you a life pad I came back from PAX South
I
with.
ooh,
There's
man,
just
that
so much
card
going
can
on.
just. These games are already long.
Yeah. James lost a game of Arena where his opponent had 4 of these.
Well, at least that must have been fast.
He stepped away from the computer after that.
What did James have? If your opponent's playing this card every
Zero
turn,
life.
don't you get to attack them with your creatures?
Yes. Anyway, so Ill-Gotten Inheritance is 3 and a black for an enchantment that does nothing when you cast it. So it should be bad. However, at the beginning of your upkeep, Ill-Gotten Inheritance deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. So not only are you draining them, you're bolstering your own life total, you're activating Spectacle every single turn if you happen to be running some Spectacle cards as well. This probably plays fine in Rakdos, though it better in Orzhov, I think. And then also, for 6 mana, you can sacrifice it, and it deals 4 to your opponent, and you gain 4 life. It keeps you alive. It does a surprising amount of work. You can grind yourself to a stall where you're just sort of chipping in for maybe 1 in the air with a spirit.
And then...
And you have all these blockers.
And 6 is 0.
Yeah, you've got things with... Yeah, exactly. You get into a situation where your opponent goes, oh, wait, and they realize that as soon as they pass the turn back, this goes off in your upkeep, you sacrifice it, they go to 1, you attack with everything, and then they're dead all of a sudden. I've had that happen to me on the receiving end. We've had the mirror match of Ill-Gotten Inheritance, which is really annoying because you have to sort of try to craft around who's going to crack it first, right? And I didn't win that because they attacked, so I had to crack mine first, and then they cracked theirs in response, and I just die.
Yeah, so main deck disenchants.
So my experience with this card has been that it always kills me if my opponent has it, and I always lose whenever I play it.
Yeah.
Emma Handy, I think on Twitter, was talking about a few cards that she like experiences like this in various environments, and I think there should be a name for them, but I'm not sure what it is yet. So feel free to chime in with what your Bob's.
Yeah. I had to
Bob hasn't been a Bob for me. I have ripped Gourmet Anglers off my Bob, but I also win games with my Bobs.
I had a mediumly powerful magic play where I was playing an Orzhov deck, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do on my turn 4. If I wanted to start the Ill-Gotten Inheritance train going or what. So I decided I would play my Basilica Bellhaunt,
Okay.
which it's the CCDD card, so it's white, black for a 3/4. When it ETBs, your opponent discards a card and you gain 3 life.
Yeah.
And so I played that, and they discarded, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the white common enchantment destruction spell.
Whoops.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the only enchantment destruction spells in the entire format. And then the next turn I just exposed to daylight. Thank you. Then the next turn I just slammed Ill-Gotten Inheritance, and they probably felt pretty bad about it.
You can blow up an enchantment with Sunder Shaman. There's
There's
few
Sunder
ways to do it.
Shaman, Exposed to Daylight, and Mortify.
Right.
But weirdly, white, apart from Sunder Shaman, which is kind of tricky, but white has the 2 enchantment and artifact destruction spells.
Right.
And green
Doesn't have much, yeah.
Smash, smash, smash is just a front.
Yeah.
Well, there's
just not
Cindervines
true.
at rare. You can blow up an artifact or enchant with that for a green-red. And then, I don't know, is there
I
any...
did dig myself out of a gross hole in the pre-release at PAX South by, thank goodness, top-decking Mortify when my opponent had Ethereal Absolution in play.
Oh, wow, good for you.
Yeah.
That card's like the biggest powerhouse in the set.
That is
it might be
back-breaking.
I think it might be the #1 card. I'm
for,
not sure.
For limited, I think so.
Yeah, I think I lost a game to Ethereal Absolution in it. I also watched some games because it wasn't Shivam. Someone had Ethereal Absolution at the PPR. It was Graham.
did, yeah.
It was Graham.
Yeah.
There you go. And that card is just a beating.
It really is.
Yeah.
So the card you were thinking of is Rampage of the Clans, 3 and a green for an instant. Destroy all artifacts and enchantments, and for each permanent destroyed this way, its controller creates a 3/3 green centaur. Ugh.
This is still a fine answer to Ethereal Absolution, folks.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not sure what else you would bring it in against.
You'd rather they have a 3/3 than
You don't want to
that
be casting
enchantment,
this
but
against Ill-Gotten Inheritance.
Probably not.
Possibly.
Well,
You know what you would want to bring it in against? It would be kind of amazing. Is Captive Audience. If they Captive Audience you in limited.
this
one I
Cindervines.
mentioned. Yeah,
So
it's kind of a cool card.
red-green for an enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, Cindervines deals 1 damage to that player, and for 1 and sacrifice Cindervines, destroy target artifact or enchantment, and it deals 2 damage to that permanent's controller. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, right. Final Payment can do an enchantment too.
Final Payment hits enchantments?
Yes, it does. Yeah, that's right. I also forgot this
No.
recently.
No. It's
Oh,
you
you're right.
sacrifice
Right,
a creature
sacrifice
or
enchantment.
enchantment.
Okay.
Let's all read in real time.
I was like,
Final payment you can get rid of Captive Audience with.
There you go. That's good. You can because you control it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another. good
Imagine
one.
that. Like, you play Captive Audience against your opponent, and then they're like, final payment, kill your creature, sack.
Yeah,
Your
that's
Captive
pretty
Audience,
sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
And you're just like,
Well, it's you control it, right? Because that's how Captive Audience works, right? I think.
Yes.
Good.
Oh yeah, the Sunder Shaman is where you could
Yeah.
So sorry, we messed up about Final Payment for a second there. I remember just like being asked if I wanted to sacrifice an enchantment on last time I cast it on Arena. So it's like even though I didn't control one, So it's like I remember there was something about enchantments with final payment.
Also, can we just talk about Sunder Shaman being a 5/5 for 4?
Yeah.
Sure.
He's a large lad.
Well,
that you
it's
can
hard
only
to cast
single block.
Right, yeah. Is this card good? Is it a high
Yes.
pick? What do you think? All right.
Thunder Shaman is very good.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
I mean, if you're in
You're
the
in
right,
Gruul,
if you're
yeah.
in Gruul, yeah.
So like we're in the land of the 2/3.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
5/5
5/5
that
who
can't be
can-
double blocked
yes.
is king. Yeah. Nice.
What was the other enchantment that I wanted to talk about? Theater of Horrors.
Oh yeah, I had a game with where my opponent had Theater of Horrors and Ill-Gotten Inheritance.
Yeah,
That's
I
a pretty
think
good
Adam
combo.
said that he has never lost a game where he's resolved Theater of Horrors.
Okay.
Yeah, it
it's a
turns
good
out
one.
it's really strong. So it's 1 black red for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. During your turn, if an opponent lost life this turn, you may play cards exiled with Theater of Horrors. And for 3 and a red, Theater of Horrors deals 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. So you can activate your own sort of spectacle there, because it kind of it's not keyworded, but it requires spectacle to let you cast the thing. Some notable things that I didn't really realize until the first time I actually resolved it. You don't have until the end of turn.
No.
You can just you can do them whenever, and you're not limited to 1 per turn or the ones that were exiled that turn. So you can let these.
Right.
If you don't
can
have
stack up.
ways to get through, you can get like 3 or 4 cards under the theater and then cast them all in 1 turn if you want. Once you get the damage through. Also, you can just sit there and ping your opponent very
Yeah.
slowly, but
Yeah,
it's something.
It's a win con, yeah, if you're on a stalled board. This card is going to break stalls in 2 ways, right? Like either it'll fuel a bunch of card advantage, or it'll just let you kill someone.
Yeah.
Right? Or planeswalkers. Yeah. I've been doing really bad. My pre-release was really awful. I played 5 sealeds, and I think I got together like 800 gems or something out of those. Have you guys been enjoying, like winning, or
I've had good experiences with Rakdos, medium experiences with everything else. I've enjoyed playing Gruul
Yeah,
because I
cool.
enjoy just like 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, kill you. And my pre-release experience was opening what I thought was a pretty strong Azorius pool and going, not only getting my first draw at a pre-release, but my second draw at a pre-release.
Holy moly.
It was agonizing.
That sounds awful.
But I tanked an ill-gotten inheritance for a long time.
Fair enough.
Also, what's her name? The Orzhov Planeswalker, the new guildmaster.
okay, Kaya?
Kaya. She kills people.
Yeah.
I actually
On
lost the
those
game to
board
Kaya in
stalls.
draft last night.
Yeah.
Partly because I was like, haha, you played Kaya, that was dumb, and I just
Yeah.
ignored her.
Yeah,
and
and then
eventually
she
my
said, like-
opponent got enough like parity on board, and like he had Kaya's Wrath, like to kill all my creatures or whatever.
Yeah, but
and then
Kaya
eventually
gets
it's
up
just
to 11
Yeah.
loyalty and then just kills you,
yeah.
right?
Huh.
Like -5, you're dead.
Okay.
Yeah, she only had to -1. Like we were attacking back and forth too after the Wrath, and then it was like just had to -5 once to deal 7.
Oh, I see. So it's Kaya, real quick, is 1 white black for a 3 loyalty planeswalker, +1, exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. You gain 2 life if at least one of them was a creature. For -1, exile target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 1 or less. And then for -5, Kaya deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards that player owns in exile, and you gain that much life. They don't even have to be the ones that you put there, but they probably will be. That's wow. Okay, yeah, that's a lot.
I mean,
I should have attacked her just because of the life gain. That's
I-
what I did wrong.
I think this is about as much as we can ever expect out of a 3-drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did IRL pre-release at PAX South, which was great. Got to meet a whole bunch of fans. The folks at Pastimes were very accommodating because I had the pre-release started at 7 p.m. It's the only one that we could do because we were at the booths all day, and I had a panel between 6:30 and 7:30.
Oh, okay.
So I said,
Did
"How
they
long
show
is
up
deck
late?
building?" And
Yeah.
they were like, "It's going to be half an hour, so it'll be done at 7:30." And I was
Right.
like, "Oh shoot!" And they said, "Well, when's your panel start?" And
Right.
this was at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, it starts in half an hour." And they were like, "You want to just deck build now and leave the deck with us?" Which was very kind of them. So
Nice.
I got to do that. So shout outs to the Pastimes folks at PAX South. That was really great. Went 3-0 in that and got a lot of prize tickets. Their payouts were very good and met a lot of great Loading Ready Run fans, and that was super cool. And then on Arena, it's been up and down. Last night I went 7-1
Nice.
in the sealed, which was cool. I also totally cratered out of a couple. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
learning the format. So. More on Ravnica Allegiance next time, because that is going to do it for this episode. I know that we're not, strictly speaking, the Highlander podcast, but you're going to want to check out upcoming stream on February 2nd, Saturday, February 2nd. It's the 2018 Highlander Championships.
If you watch one Highlander event of the year, this is the one to catch.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's I believe the intent anyway is to play every match of the top 8, and this is the Victoria Highlander players over the 2018 season.
That's right.
There's a cut to top 16 most winningest players.
That's right.
And they will be off camera doing they'll be getting themselves down to a top 8.
Yeah, we're going to cut half the players out in the morning on February 2nd. There's a 3-round Swiss, and then we'll take the cut after 3 rounds.
And
the
then
top
we'll
8
go
players, and then
live.
we'll come here and do matches on camera.
Very excited to show that to you. It was a lot of fun when we did it last year, and I'm really excited to get to do it again. So yeah, that's going to do it for Tap Tap. Oh yes, right. Many of you are asking already about the nicknames episode. Yes, obviously, it will be coming. We have perhaps a slightly different way to do it this time in terms of administration, and you will hear about all of that next episode of Tap Tap while we figure out exactly how we want to do that. Because we have some ideas, but we're not 100%, so we don't want to tell you until we figure it all out. So, until next time, a reminder that Tap Tap Conceit is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Check out cardkingdom.com/LRR. And of course, it is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/LoadingReadyRun. So until next time, I am Graham.
I'm Cameron.
And I'm Nelson.
And thank you all so much for joining us. Bye-bye.